So recently, I've been finding myself as generally anxious and on edge. A lot of what's stemming from recent circumstances, sometimes guilty for not doing as much while my other family members are doctors. There are times when I also feel survivor's guilt, or guilt that I have more resources than some other people that may be dying or in less fortunate circumstances. And then there are definitely so many times where I question my role in society and what I can do, and kind of almost beat myself up for not doing enough. So a few things how I might look at this. Number one, recognizing I feel this way, trying to be kind to myself. And this is important because we might skip this step. We might be feeling icky, and maybe we're not even sure why we feel icky. And sometimes letting ourselves being a little blue is okay, because that's part of this whole process and accepting things the way they are. And number two, telling myself I have a choice in how I respond to this, trying to tell myself to think like an optimist. I'm not alone in my feelings, and how can I do something that would help me focus on my purpose? Even if it's something really small, donating to a food bank, calling a friend and giving them some extra support while they're, if they had a long day from being on the front lines as a doctor or a nurse or whatever it might be. Step three, I think, focusing on the now. So what is in the present rather than what this could be. Sometimes I find myself spending a lot of time saying, what if, again, that what if thinking doesn't really serve me. And just even picking up on that can be helpful. I might spend that time reading positive news and talking to my family and my friends about, honestly, what is working right now? What are the steps we have taken so far? And lastly, I kind of practice general self-care activities. And sometimes they fail, but if I'm even striving for these things, that's what counts, right?
So we've been going through this difficult time where my son is a resident who's on the front lines taking care of patients with COVID-19 in a critical care unit setting. And both my wife and I and other members of our family have been trying to process this emotion that certainly in my case, I feel vulnerable. I feel that something might happen that I may not have control. And as a result has caused me to have this feeling of edginess and uncertainty deep down inside of me. And I've had a need to manage that emotion. And this is where I think I've used some of the strategies that we've been trying to talk about, and I'll try to go through those. Number one, telling myself I have a choice in how I respond to this mental threat. Number two, I will think like an optimist. This is temporary, isolated, and beyond my control. Three, I will focus on the now, what it is now rather than what it could be. Disha has talked about this separately. I will practice general measures. Number four, limit the news cycle, self-care, singing, enjoying the bright spots that I have been blessed with, and so on.
So my grandmother has been ill for quite some time. She has congestive heart failure, someone who has been a pivotal force in my life since I was younger. And more recently, her condition deteriorated significantly, especially over the past month. And so one of the things, how I've been sort of coming to terms with this, if you will, is I've been spending some more time with her. And in my time with her, it's been a really difficult thing to see someone so strong in a position that's so weak and vulnerable and compromised. And this is someone who used to just embody strength for me. And so how I've been sort of coping is obviously one of the things I've been doing is spending more time with her. And I do this, and I not only do I go and sit next to her, but her body is aching, and so I sit and I massage her body. Sometimes it's her legs because the fluid has been going into her legs. Sometimes it's her back and her lower back. And these moments, I feel really, really upset in the moment. It's hard for me sometimes when I'm doing that. to process my own emotions around such a strong woman in that state. But at the same time, I'm kind of reminding myself that these moments are really to be cherished, and I feel like I'm giving her something back. And in these really difficult moments, I'm finding some comfort in that. And just the time spent with her, really, and giving back is something that I'm going to cherish forever, no matter what.
And finally,
a story that involved both of us and illustrates that bright spots are there every day in our lives. We just kind of have to find them and relish them. So it was storming, and it was a huge thunderstorm outside, and I was kind of bored, but I love the rain, so I really wanted to go outside.
And Disha kept telling me, well, come on out. And I just absolutely did not want to do that.
He would not come out with me, and I was like, come on, like let's just go outside and have fun in the rain.
So finally, reluctantly, I threw caution to the winds. I whatever I had on, I took some of my clothes off, and out I went with Disha.
And it's really one of our favorite memories because it was so spontaneous. And even for me, I mean, it was kind of a dreary day, and here I was being like, let's go.
And then we recruited Disha's mom to grab a picture of us, which the intent was for the picture to be, for us to be kind of flying in the air.
Yeah, we were jumping. We were jumping in the air.
And then she would catch us while we were sort of up in the air in a very artistic kind of a pose. And then, so we then...
Mom's photography skills were not the best.
Yeah. So then we went 1, 2, 3. We said, Mom, are you ready? She goes, yes, I am. And then both Disha and I jump up in the air.
I can't believe I made you do this, but
yeah. And then we jumped up in the air, and
she only gets the bottom half.
She gets
it's just our feet at the bottom, and it's pouring rain, and we look ridiculous. And I think some of the neighbors were like, "What are you doing?"
And that imperfect picture has remained a bright spot in our lives and causes us to giggle and smile and often laugh about that beautiful memory. Those kind of things, I'm sure, happen to each one of you periodically. The key is to slow them down and enjoy them.
So we hope that we have demonstrated to you that we all have this amazing ability within us to manufacture resilience and contentment, despite anything that's thrown at us.
Using this knowledge and the many different tools that we explained, we hope that you can bring optimism, contentment, and inner peace to your lives.
And once again, if you found this video useful, please click the like button below, share it with others who also might benefit.